So I decided to make that cardigan off of, I think I saw it on Instagram or TikTok, and it's basically the sunflower cardigan. I think it was last year really, but I started making it last Christmas and I'm finally getting there. So I started filming now because now I'm more motivated to make it now that it's starting to look like a cardigan. So here's how I make it. So here's the pattern I went with. Just used what I had really. So I already had like this red and brown and some yellows. So yeah, there's that one's quite orangey, and this is the other. These are the sleeves. That's the back. That's the front. So I have 2 sleeves and lots of squares. More squares down here. More squares. Yeah, this is gonna become the. This is going to become the like base of the jacket. I'm just winging this as I go along. I have no pattern. I only have the pattern like on a YouTube video. I'll link that below to make these squares, and then I'm just winging the jacket cardigan because I feel like the shape can be like pretty like panels, like it's just all squares. So we'll see. I'm then gonna try and do a trim around it. Again, I looked on YouTube, but we'll see. Okay, so I've got a camera here that's like face down, so I might go back and forward. But so this is the square. So obviously they're all like layers. So I start with the circle, then I add on the brown, then I add on the yellow, then I do the beige square around it. This isn't the easiest if you've never done crocheting, but I haven't been doing it for that long. I just kind of jumped in, so because that's kind of what I do. Make things hard for myself. So I'll start by doing the red circle, not square, circle. So I have the wool and a 3mm. It's rubbed off, you can't read it. It's 3mm crochet hook. Let me put this under here. Okay, so first what you do is a slip knot. I'm going to do it under here so you can see. I'm not going to be able to do this very well, am I? Assistant, can you tell me whether I'm in shot?
Blurred.
Can you focus this bit, focuses it down here? It's filming, isn't it?
Yeah. You want to come this way a bit? Too far. Your thumb's right under the dot now.
Okay, sick. So what you do, take the wool, you loop it over, so you've got this bit on top. It's hard to show. So this one is on top. You then take the end of the wool and cross it over the top. So you have like this shape here. I then put my hook through there and pull it through. So should be able to do that. That makes sense? Hopefully. If not, just Google or on YouTube how to do a slip knot. But that's how you do it. Then what you're going to do, so when I do, sorry, I feel like it never stays on the hook. I think I might have done this the wrong way around because that's coming undone. It's hard doing it for people. I just do it without thinking normally. So I wrap it around my little finger and then my index finger? What's that one? Index finger? I think so. Isn't that one called index finger? These fingers. Wrap it around these two. Again, probably not the best person to teach you, but you're then going to chain on 4. 1, 2, which is just like you loop it round and pull it back through. 3. I just realised I'm not going to make this like a tutorial, so please just, follow someone else. So you've chained on 4. You're then going to put it into the first stitch. I found this really hard when I first started to work out chains, but there's like little V's, which is what I found easiest to learn. So you just count the V's. It's hard when there's a knot to begin with though, but it does get easier. So you should now have 2 loops on your hook. Then I'm going to pull it through. I think this is called, I can't remember what that's called. I think it's a slip knot again. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2, which counts as like your first stitch. So the terminology is right. Then you're going to wrap it round and put it into the circle. So the circle you've just made, there should be a hole in the middle. Again, was really hard to find when I first started doing this, but I've made so many now that it's become like a lot easier. Like that through, so you should have 4, and then you're going to pull through 2, pull through 2. So I think that's double crochet, but it's really confusing with English and Americans different. So yeah, but you're going to do that 16 times, so you get a circle. So I'll speed through this. Well, she says, as she really messes that up. There's going to be a lot of concentration faces in this video. Love that. So yeah, I only got into crochet recently. Me and my mum actually were trying to start it because we found a kit in Aldi, and we both tried to start this kit and neither of us could understand the pattern. It was meant to be beginners and we were like, oh, we'll learn with this kit, and yeah, that just didn't happen. My mum's left-handed as well, which made it harder for her to crochet. But basically, I'm trying to think what the first thing I made was. What was the first thing I crocheted, Andy? Not sure either. It might have even been that, to be fair. Like I said, I jump into things, so that might have been the first thing I actually like properly got into crocheting. I really like it though, it's really relaxing. Oh, I made a top, but I can't remember which came first, the chicken or the egg. Me and my best friend do craft calls and we just sit and crochet with each other. We love it. Oh, I just realised I'm really out of frame. So I'll probably speed through this anyway. And you need 16 on your loop. Let's see if it's even recording still. It's still going, it's all good. Okay. Let's get through this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 more. So yeah, my friends just came round for a Christmassy craft visit, and we, oh no, I've lost count. My friend's just got into film photography, so she got the ring light out to take some photos with, and as it was out I was like, perfect time to make this video. So that is the only reason I'm filming this. And I'm in a crafty mood now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Once you get to this point, it should look a bit like this. You can like kind of pull it round a bit. And I forgot to say, but you should, probably a bit late if you're following this, you need to crochet this in, the tail in, because it's going to act as like a cinch. So you're going to find, so where you made that chain 2 at the beginning, there should be 1, 2, and you're going to chain into the third one, which is like the first not chain one. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but this is what I do. So you go into that one, loop on, pull it through them both. Okay, and then I chain 1. I find my scissors that are somewhat inconvenient. Oh, it's caught on everything. Okay, found that. Cut that. You need a fair amount, left because you need to make sure it sits in. Okay, and then you have that. What you're going to do now, this is the satisfying bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film this because I'm going to have to hold my finger on it to do it. But you pull this and it cinches that hole up there. Cinches that. Okay. And you can like spread it out a bit so not all the stitches are bunched together. Yeah, I should be able to do it quite nice like that. Oh, I've been in this frame the whole time. I don't know, maybe. So that's what it should look like. Cinch that. Lovely. Okay, I apologise if this is all out of focus. It's really hard because this is a short. I'm using my phone to film this and then a camera to film the other one, but it's because it's a micro lens. It's like only very short range. I need a different lens. So I have to hold it in exactly the right place, and I don't think I'm getting it in the right place. It's hard to do when you're trying to do something, and yeah, I should probably change it so it's actually on the table, and that might be easier. Okay. Okay, so that's the first circle, the inside circle. We have now got that. We are now going to do the second one. Of the sunflower, I guess. So there's two colours I use. I'm trying to keep it continuous, like I'm changing the wool really like makes my nose itch, I don't know why. I'm changing this outside circle a lot, but I've only got two different second ring colours and only one for the middle, so that it kind of doesn't look too different, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna use the brown. People say my colours are weird, so I don't know. This is brown to me, but maybe for other people it won't be. Okay, what I'm going to do. I do it so I go into the first loop next to the knot because I find that's the easiest thing to do. So you only want to go through the little V, so the two that are next to each other. It's confusing, but there's loads of things down here, but just try and get as close to these two as you can. My nose won't stop itching. Okay. I then try and get these in so I can weave everything together. And I hoop that on. I pull that through. Okay, and you're kind of sewing these three in together. I don't know terminology. Sorry, my nose is still itching. Sewing, looping, stitching. Don't know. Okay, so you've got those three there. You're gonna hook on and pull through. You're going to chain, so that's one, and you want two. Hoop over, put it back through that same one, and pull up. So this first stitch is going to be a bit different to the other ones just because you have to chain on those couple two to start. You've now got three on the stitch. Chain, or loop over, put it through, loop over. You now have 5. You're going to loop over and pull through those 5. Okay, so it should be like that. You're then going to chain 1 to secure that stitch and loop over, and we're going to go into the next one. So this is where it gets a bit hard because it's hard to see which stitch is like next. So this is my next one here. It is a bit hard though. You just get used to it the more you do, so the first few might be a bit but the next few get better. Okay, and then, is this still recording? Okay, and we're just gonna, so do that again. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on. I find this hard as well because when I pull it through it often gets stuck, so I tend to rotate it backwards and forwards. See, at the moment I've definitely got something else stuck on my hoop, so I sometimes just let go. Can see that extra one there, that's just one of the others. Push it out of the way. I think I mumble a lot, I'm sorry if none of that made sense. But yeah, now it pulls through, see? That's free. But it does get stuck a lot. It's because I do mine quite tight, so I guess the better idea would be to make it looser, but no. Don't do that, do I? Okay, chain 1. That's a bit messy because I've got that stuck, but it's hard filming and doing this. Put it through, you have 3. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you know what? Did I do 5 for the last one? I don't know. You tell me. I sometimes zone out when I'm doing this and I mess up, but I don't even realise I've messed up because I've zoned out. So I guess that's the best way to mess up and not realise you did it. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, this is so hard. I'm going to come back in a second because it's so hard. Hang on. Maybe I'd just... You know what? I'm just... Okay. That's a bit better. Maybe I shouldn't talk and do it. That's what the problem is. It's just like a learning curve. Or watching me learn how to film. 5, 7. Pull through. Chain 1. Through the next. 3, 5, 7, and 3. Some people don't like do this, they like weave it in afterwards, but I find it really hard to weave it in, so I normally do this. I don't know if it's like as good, like I don't know if the ends like fall out or something, because I'm quite new to crochet, but yeah, this is what I do at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'll get a snack. Okay, so I'm gonna come back in a sec when I've done that whole thing.
In the darkest night, I called your name. In the darkest night, I needed you most, and that's when you came. I woke in a sweat.
So, yeah. When you get here, got all of them apart from these 2, so you should have 16, just like 16 stitches. There should be 16 there. So what you're going to do now is find the gap in between those 2, so your gap's here, the next stitch along, you're going to stick the hook in there, hook over, through, and put it through that one as well. Then I'm going to chain 1, which secures it. Again, leave a bit so you can stitch it in, sew it in, weave it in, whatever. And it should look like that. Stitch 2. Feel good. It might look neater than that. If you know, first time, it could look not as good. But like I said, mine looked terrible. Hang on, let me show you the first one I made. I can't even use it because it's so this is like one, and this is the first one I made, or one of the first ones I made. Look how tiny it is. The first one I made I had to unpick because it didn't even work. It took me ages, but yeah, I can't even use it because it's so small. Yeah. On to the third layer. So the third one is like what the petals are meant to be, so they're a bit bigger. So what we are going to do, I'm going to use this felt, not all that way, this one in frame. Okay, we're going to do the same to attach it as we did last time. So I would start by the stitch, but you're just through the gap this time, so we did it through the stitch last time, just in the gap this time. Loop the wool over, pull it through, and make sure that's that side and hold it with that one. Wrap it round the 2 rock fingers and we're going to chain on 2, wrap it round, through and lift, but this time, so that's the exact same, but this time we're going to loop over and pull through 2 of them. So you've kind of got 2 stitches now. You've got the 2 chained on that you did to begin with, and then that 2 you just pulled through. You're going to leave 2 on the hoop, and you're going to hoop that over, put it back through that gap, through, and pull it through 2 again. So you've got 3, and through. So just pull those tight. Hoop over and through, and you're going to pull through 2 loops again. Oops, that's 3. There you go. So you've got 4. So the first one you do, you're going to have 4 hoops on the hook. So you have, and that first chain 2 that you did, the first stitch, second and third stitch, and then you're going to pull through and chain 2 this time, because it's getting bigger, the circle, so you have to make it bigger. Okay, so you're going to loop over, put it through the second gap, chain through, and now you're going to pull through 2, and you should have 2 on the hook. So the first stitch you'll have 2 because you already have that one from the last one and the one from that first stitch. Through, pull through 2, 3 on the hook, through, pull through 2, that's your third stitch. You should have 4 on the hook, and your fourth stitch, pull through 2, and you want 5 on the hook. So every one of these is now going to have 5 on the hook, or 4 stitches. I'm going to loop over, pull through, and then chain 2. 1, 2. I would like to reiterate I'm not good at words. Reiterate that I am no expert. This is what I do, and I followed a tutorial, and I may have gone off of what they said because, you know, it's been a while since I watched that tutorial now, but yeah, this is what I do. Loop over and carry on the exact same as the last one. Stuck. See, everyone gets stuck. Well, I hope they do, and it's not just me. It probably is me because I make my stitches too tight. My friend said she does too, so it's not just me. 2, 2, 5, 2. Ah! See, I dropped it now. There you go. Okay, so that's 5. Pull through. 1, 2. Okay, now I've done a few in that camera. If it's even in focus, who knows? Might not be able to use that footage, but hopefully it is. I'm now gonna sit back and relax and do the rest of the circle because it hurts leaning forward. I'm gonna pull back.
Soaked to the bone, awoke in a sweat. I needed some love and you gave me it. Look over there.
Okay, so you should have that. The gap will be there. You're going to do the same you did last time, so you should have already chained on 2 after that stitch. You're going to put it through that gap, pull and pull it through that stitch, and then chain 1 like you did for the last one. Cut it off and pull, and you have, I can't get that, there you go. Do-do-do. Ta-da-da. Okay, so we've got one more layer, the square. That's good. So I'm running out of this page, but I wanted more, and I swear it came. Start off, and this might just skip to, you know, like a few weeks' time when it's all goes. but we'll see. Okay, that battery's dying, so we'll try. Okay, so we're doing exactly the same as we did last time. Hook through, loop that on and through, hold those two together so you can stitch over them. Okay, this time we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, because you're starting at the corner, so this corner is where you start, this long bit. You're going to double this triple crochet, I think, so you twist it over twice, put it through there, pull through 2 at a time. 1, 2, 3. So it'll feel long and weird. Do that again. Oh. Okay, so you should have those 3. So that first 3 you chained on, and then those 2 stitches. We're then going to loop over, and we're going to go on to the next hoop. This we're going to do, I can't remember what they're called. These double crochet, I think that's a double crochet. And you're going to do 3 of those. So every gap you're going to put 3 stitches into. But you're going to alternate between these 3 stitches, either the triple crochet, the double, or the single. I don't know what they're called. I think actually that's a double, that's a single, and maybe this is a half, this next one. Who knows? Loop over, through, and this time you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So it's like a pattern. So you start with that long stitch. I always think 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to go back up. So now you're going to go 2, pull through 2, loop over, pull through 2, and you're going to do 2 more of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 3, 2, 1, 2, and then twice. 2, 2, and pull through 2. Still got battery, still going, I think. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you have that. That's like an edge. So that's one edge there. So now you're going to do the corner. So you need to chain on 2. 1, 2, or is it 3? I don't remember. It's 2. And then you're going to, in that same gap, so that you've already crocheted, done 3 of the double, triple crochet, you're going to loop over twice and put another 3. And then you're going to do exactly the same as you just did along this one, because this is another edge. So 3, 2, 1. I'm running out of wool. Okay, I might have to leave it there because I'm running out of wool. But I will come back when I have more wool, which is annoying. But yeah, that's how far we got. So you can see it's starting to form the corner. And you just keep doing that till you have a full corner. Square. Words don't work. Fail. See you in a few weeks probably.
Ain't she sweet? Look over there. That woman standing there is all I'll